The stream wants to struggle against the desert and wants to re-emerge as a stream while remaining the stream even during the period of its struggle. That's the way the stream wants to counter the desert of life, the challenge of life, the bondages of life. Now life is a stark choice. What is the choice? Either remain as you are and remain in bondage, or give up who you are and fly free. It is a choice between habit and love. You have to choose. You are entitled to make any choice, and you are obligated to bear the consequences. Think of the stream. If it insists on retaining its form, all you get is a quiet burial without so much as a tombstone. Just because you are familiar with something, it does not become the truth or even your friend. The Tale of the Sands, again by Idries Shah. A stream from its source in far-off mountains, passing through every kind of countryside, at last reached the sands of a desert. Just as it had crossed every other barrier, the stream tried to cross this one, but it found that as fast as it ran into the sand, its waters disappeared. No complications over. It was convinced, however, that its destiny was to cross this desert, and yet there seemed no way. Then a hidden voice coming from the desert itself whispered, "The wind crosses the desert, and so can the stream." The stream objected. "The wind can fly, and I cannot." "Yes, you are right," said the voice. "But if you keep going the way you have always gone, you will never get beyond the sands. You must let yourself be absorbed by the wind." The stream did not like this idea. Not being able to see what it would become if it gave itself up. You're saying I can cross the desert by being one with the winds, but that would mean I give myself up, and that's not a very likable idea. I want to cross the desert remaining the stream. I want to retain my form, my ways, my identity, and retaining all that, I want to cross the desert. The stream feared losing its identity, and once lost, how could it ever be regained? "The wind," said the sand, "performs this function. It takes up the water, carries it over the desert, and that lets it fall again as rain. The rain becomes a stream once more." "But can I not remain the same stream that I am today? Maybe later on I'll become another stream, maybe, and that's all right. But can I not remain the same stream that I am today?" The whisper said, "You cannot in either case remain so. Whether you allow yourself to be picked up by the winds, or whether you don't allow yourself, you are in either case not going to be able to remain the same stream that you currently are." Yes. But if you allow yourself to be picked by the winds, then your essential part is carried away and forms a stream again. You are called what you are even today. You will become a stream again. So you will be called a stream again. You are called what you are even today because you do not know what part of you is the essential one. That's your problem. Your problem is you do not realize what is your essential part. When it heard this, echoes began to arise in the stream's thoughts. Dim memories stirred. The stream raised its vapor into the welcoming arms of the wind, which gently bore it upwards and along, letting it fall softly as rain once again. And because it had had its doubts, the stream was able to remember and record more deeply in its mind the stages of the journey. It reflected, "Yes, now I have learned my true identity. Beautiful and very, very relevant to each one of us. Very relevant. Getting it. We are all the stream, right? And the world, the challenges, difficulties, dilemmas, the bondages, they are the desert, right? Yes, there is an innate desire in each one of us to cross over, to be free of bondages. But we want to do that remaining as we are. The stream wants to struggle against the desert, amid the desert, and wants to re-emerge as a stream while remaining the stream even during the period of its struggle. That's the way the stream wants to counter the desert of life, the challenge of life, the bondages of life. Not that it doesn't want to face the challenge, not that it likes the bondages. It wants to fight. But facts of life truly reveal that if the stream remains the way it is, the desert would eat it up. There is no way the desert is allowing the stream to go past. The stream might have a lot of life, but the desert is just too big for the stream. And the sands are too dry to be defeated by or dissolved by any kinds of waters. That fact is obvious. The stream is seeing that. As soon as it runs into the desert, its waters start disappearing. The desert is just too vast. Can't win. Can't win while remaining as you are. Now life is a stark choice. What is the choice? Yes. Either remain as you are and remain in bondage. That's the first option. Either remain as you are and remain in bondage, or give up who you are and fly free. So the choice then is between form and essence, or your deep set habits and love for freedom, or very simply put, it is a choice between habit and love. Habit and love. Form is a habit. Form is a habit. And essence is love. You have to choose. If you want to preserve your form, then you are allowing your habit to outweigh your love. You have to decide what you value more. It's ultimately a question of value. What do you value more? Your habit or your love? The form, I repeat, is your habit. That's the way you have seen yourself. It's your personality. It's your way of moving, eating, walking, identifying, right? Thinking, behaving, right? Just as you have your personality, the stream too has its personality. The stream does much of what you do, no? It walks, it moves, it varies its pace, it speaks, does it not? So the stream has a personality, and just as you are identified with your personality, just as you think of yourself as your form, the stream too is identified with its personality. I am the thing that is liquid. I am the thing that is liquid. I am the thing that weaves through the plateaus, the hills, the rocks. I move around in this fashion. I have a voice, and such is the song that I sing. This is who I am. This is who I am. Now, if the liquid form is lost and I become gaseous, if I become vaporized, then that's not me. Because who am I? I'm not the water molecule. I'm the liquid form of the water molecule. So if I become gaseous, then that's not me. That's not me. Acharya Nagarjuna would call it the classical confusion between Atma and Anatma, self and non-self. He will come and say, dear stream, you are conflating non-self with self. H2O is your self, while being liquid is just a matter of form, personality. It's all right if in any form you are able to cross the desert. If the molecule crosses the desert in liquid form, great. If the molecule crosses the desert in gaseous form, that too is great. Why are you obsessed with form? Why do you want to protect your personality? You must let all the outer aspects of your being be shattered, be compromised. If you want your essence to win, and that's the choice you have to make. Externally, you will have to accept all kinds of defeats and dissolutions. If internally you want to emerge a victor, protect the exterior and you will lose the interior. Let the exterior fall to pieces and the interior would shine. That's the choice you have to make. The exterior is the habit, the interior is love. You decide what matters more to you, habit or love. What is certain is, you cannot win over the challenges of life remaining as you are. The desert is just too big for who you are, what you have become currently. Are you getting it? Are there deserts in your life, small or big, you find yourself unable to cross over? Do they exist? Do they exist? Yes. You feel defeated Often? Do you? Does that happen? Do you struggle? Yeah? Yeah. The reason is not that the desert is too big. The reason is that you are too stubborn with your old habits. If there is any place, any front where you find yourself compulsively losing, the reason is not that the obstacle is too big. The reason is that you want to stick to your old habits. You cannot win these obstacles sticking to your old habits. Don't blame the severity of the challenge or the bigness of the obstacle. They are not the real culprit. The real culprit is that you value your historical self so much that you want to keep favoring it, even if it is getting defeated. If what you have come to become as a result of your past, your history, is indeed so wonderful, then why do you keep getting defeated? Please tell me. Or boy needs some water. If you are, I'm asking you, you want to stick to your personality, don't you? Huh? No, I won't mend my ways. Mending is an admission, so we keep that aside. No, I don't want to even alter my ways. No, I don't want to even rethink my ways, right? I am who I am, my way or the highway. No, don't challenge me. I'm all right as I am. I don't want to change myself. And if you'll tell me that I need to be changed, you are actually accusing me of not being lovable. है ना? Don't you dare tell me I'm great, lovely, beautiful as I am. Please tell me. And if you don't, where are my sandals? That's our approach, right? The ones who praise us, at least accept us as we are, they become our lovables. I have one factual question to ask. If you are indeed so great as you are, then why do you fall and fail regularly? I have no problems with accepting your current self, but please tell me, if your current self is indeed so great, what greatness has it brought you in life? Because it is your historical self that you want to preserve, right? Look at your history. What great achievements is it studded with? What do you have to show up? In your CV of life? You have spent 20, 30, 40 years and have nothing to show for it. Am I wrong? Or very little, maybe. That's the worth of your historical self. Correct? If you look at your historical self and want to favor it, ask yourself, what has it anyway given me so far? What do I have to show for favoring it all along? Nothing. I'm favoring this pen greatly, and this pen has been with me since 20 years. And because it's been with me since 20 years, it has become my dead set habit. And I want to favor it. No, this pen is the greatest thing I have. I might agree that this pen is the greatest thing that you have, but please tell me, what has it given you in the last 20 years of your life? You have it since so long. What has this given you? Nothing. And you still want to keep investing in it, keep favoring it. Keep holding it close to your chest. Why? Why? Just habit. Just habit. Once you realize that this won't take you past your challenges, your love for victory should be so great that you say, I drop this. I drop this. Any weakness that comes in the way of your existential victory has to be dropped, even if that weakness has been very dear to you. No? It is. First of all, it is stupid to hold weaknesses dear. But even if we have done that, and now we see that this weakness is what prevents me from being victorious, what do I do with that weakness? Preserve it? Drop it ruthlessly. Drop it. Your personality, your ways, your behavior, your thoughts, your beliefs, they are your biggest weakness. If you retain them, you can never be victorious in life. Are you getting it? If your very leg develops septicemia, doctors amputate it. Because the entire body cannot be allowed to be defeated for the sake of one leg. And it is your own leg. Very, very old habit. As old as your very body. The leg was there right since your birth. It's a very old habit, is it not? But even the leg can be given up if it comes in the way of life itself. Right? There is this one by Jesus in the Bible where he says that if one eye poisons the entire body, pluck out the eye. If an eye poisons the entire body, pluck that eye out and throw away. The meaning is the same. Habits cannot be allowed to defeat love. Form cannot be allowed to defeat essence. Familiarity is zero guarantee of veracity. Just because you are familiar with something, it does not become the truth or even your friend. Familiarity or the length of familiarity is zero guarantee of friendliness. You might have been accustomed to somebody's company since 20 years. It doesn't matter. Even 20 years of company, even 20 years of intimate company, even 20 years of intimate company does not prove that the fellow is a friend. And the truth will always appear some kind of not just a foreigner, but actually a fiend to the ego. Because the intimacy is with old habits. When you are intimate with old habits, the truth will always appear some kind of a stranger. often a dangerous stranger. So you will tend to favor your habit, familiar habits. That would always be your tendency, to favor your familiar habits. Wisdom, spirituality is about going against this tendency, realizing this tendency and dropping it. The tendency is always to go for the familiar habit. But familiar habits will simply mean that you get buried in the desert. Think of the stream. If it insists on retaining its form, all you get is a quiet burial without so much as a tombstone. Can you imagine the stream getting quietly buried? Can you see that? Why? Because it is stubbornly insisting, I will not lose my form. I will not lose my personality. I will insist on my ways. Yes, I will cross, but in my own way. No, your own ways are not going to succeed. You must surrender your ways. Surrender. Without surrender, no kind of inner progress or even external progress is possible. That's the word surrender, and that's the word the ego hates so much. And why does surrender appear so terrible? As the desert said, because you do not know the distinction between form and essence, between self and non-self. Nobody is asking you to surrender your self, true self. Nobody is asking you to surrender your essence. Anyway, the essence cannot be surrendered, even if you try to. All that you are being asked to surrender is your form. And that should not be too much trouble. No, form is an external thing. Form is not intimate. Form is not innate. Form can be dropped. Form can be traded, bargained for higher purpose. But because you do not know who you are, in absence of self-observation, Atmagyan, so you think of form as essence. You think of form as essence. So when somebody asks you to drop your form, you think that the person is actually asking you to drop your essence, and then you get terrified and you resist wildly. You say, this fellow is taking away everything that I have. No, no, no. Nobody can take away everything that you have. You are just being told to drop your casuals and put on befitting clothes for its party time. Is that too much to ask? Nobody is asking you to drop your essence. You are being asked to drop these clothes that don't belong to the party. Any problem with dropping clothes? No. Go wear something nice, something suitable. Why should that be a problem? Are clothes the self? They are the form. They are the personality. They don't have much value. Would you go to war wearing this? No. You are being told it's a war. And what you have currently donned is unsuitable. This that you are wearing, this t-shirt, this pajama, you won't win wars in this. You need armors. Go drop this. And as soon as somebody says, go drop this, what do you feel? He's saying, no, he's asking me to drop everything that I have. He's asking me to sacrifice essence itself. Nobody is asking you to sacrifice essence. You are being told to drop form. But in absence of any honest self-observation, you never know that form is just like the banana peel. It's all right to not put much importance to it. Yeah. Who am I? I am this skin. Who am I? I am my behavior, my personality, my way of talking, my way of thinking, my beliefs, my desires, my expectations from my future. I want to retain all that. If you retain all that, and you can retain all that, life is choice. You can do that, yes. But then you should not expect to win. You can retain all your nonsense. You are entitled. But you're not entitled to win. You are entitled to make any choice, and you're obligated to bear the consequences. If where there is entitlement, there is also obligations. Yes, you can decide to carry your personality, your thoughts, your desires, your ancient ways. You can do that. But then life has no obligation to serve you victories on a platter. If you insist that you will remain your primitive self, then life insists that you will remain a primitive loser. That's the deal. You want great victories? Drop your petty insistences. These pettinesses will never allow you to touch greatness even with a barge pole. But you will have the shallow satisfaction of having defended your old habits, your old personality. That satisfaction you can carry to your grave. You are entitled. Getting it? Allow the wind to transform you. Transformation is not murder. Let the wind gently pick you up as vapor. That is not death. How will otherwise the wind pick water up? Yes, the wind wants to help. But if you retain your watery self, how will the wind help? The wind is there. The wind is saying, you want to cross the desert, I can help you. But the condition is that you adjust a little on your form. And the wind comes and you say, no, no, no. No vapors, please. You can carry me, but as water. Don't you have a thermos or a flask or a bucket or something? That's your demand from the wind. If the wind really wants to help, why isn't the wind carrying a bucket? The wind is such a cheat. Selfish, selfish. If had you really wanted to help, you would have carried a bucket. The wind is supposed to carry a bucket. And you are supposed to stubbornly insist that you will remain in your liquid form. No, the wind will help you. The wind is coming down, the wind is picking you up, but you will allow yourself to vaporize. That's the deal. And then the wind will carry you across the desert, beyond the desert. And then the clouds will rain, and you will again be a stream. You will have the best of both worlds. But in between, you need to drop your obduracy. Getting it? The problem is not that you don't want freedom. The problem is that you want freedom in your own way. Now you cannot get it your way. Had it been possible for you to get it your way, you would have in the first place never lost it at all. Because you always had your own ways. It was because of your own ways that you lost freedom in the first place. That which led to loss of freedom, how would the same thing lead to regaining freedom? But you say no. You must give it to me in the way that I want. You will never have it your way. Never. No, you must respect my conditions. You must respect my conditions. The wind must come to me with a bucket so that my watery self can be respected. Come to me with a bucket. I want freedom. I want all the good things in life. Knowledge, wisdom, love. Oh. But I want them as per my conditions in my own way. So I will listen to Acharya Ji, provided he speaks in the evenings. You have to come in my own way. I will not come to you. You will have to respect the conditions I put in front of you. No, I love what you say, but I'll always hear the recordings. And if you want me to listen to you live, then you speak at 5 p.m. Ancient streams, innumerable streams. Hard-headed. No, it's all right. I want to gain wisdom from you. But why can't you mellow down? Why can't you speak smoothly and nicely to me? I totally lose it when you shout. I just switch off. Be gentle with me, and then I will listen to you. Teach me in my own way. Well, yes, the teacher should attempt to teach you in your way. That's fine. The wind will come down from the skies to pick the vapor up. Yes. But the primary responsibility lies with the learner, the student. Because the primary challenge lies with the student. Who is facing the desert, the wind or the stream? So who must drop all the conditions, the wind or the stream? The wind too will have to come down. The wind cannot say, I'll keep blowing up there. And if the river wants to be helped, the river must rise. That cannot happen. The wind must come down. But what can the wind do if the river is not prepared to vaporize? Getting it? There is something of immense value for you here. Wherever you are facing defeat in any worthy task, look closely. There would be only one reason. You are hell-bent on preserving something from your past. And because of that insistence, you are facing continuous defeat in the present. Your personality is blocking your progress. It is very inspirational. I've already given you an activity for tomorrow on the community, but there is another one that you can attempt. The extent to which the great ones have been prepared to compromise on, or rather sacrifice, give up everything that is inessential, everything that is peripheral. Discover, read how the great ones just gave it up. They said this can be given up. This is a small thing for them. For us, those small things are very big things. We never give them up. Rather, we give up on the essence, the victory itself. So turn the pages of history and see how the great ones have been prepared to sacrifice. Sacrifice what? The form, the personality, the ways, the patterns, the behavior, the desires, the hopes. They have been able to say, drop all this. There is something far more important. There is something far more essential that I love, and therefore that must win.
Pranam Acharya Ji. My question is that, as you said, that observation is joy. And in this second story also, the stream is going, and as it is crossing over the hurdles, and once it reaches the desert, then it realizes that it has to change its form to cross. So the problem that I am seeing in my life again and again is that in any situation that comes, or rather the opportunities or hurdles that I see in my life, I get lost in them somehow. And I am not able to keep up the constant self observation. Like after some time has passed, my energy and resources they get diverted. And after then, I come to that realization that, oh, I should not be doing this. This is the, like, I have invested my time in the exterior form, not in the essence. I have let it get lost into my personality. And till I come to that realization, a lot of time has already passed. So how do I overcome that?
So let's take it step by step. There's something that you see as important, right?
Yes.
You begin with it.
Yes.
You carry on for some time.
And then I get distracted.
What does distraction mean? What happens?
What happens is that I think that this is what I should do. For example, I have chosen one path that I am going to follow this. Then some other interest Like, for example, there is some other opportunity also, along with one opportunity, something which can help me get freed. I'm moving towards that, and at the same time, something else comes, and I'm drawn towards that, and I lose track. And at that time, I'm not able to realize that I'm losing hold of my track. And after a certain point, I realize that I have wasted too much of my time in pursuing something else.
Okay.
And then that observation arises, but it has a lot of time has gone by till then.
There is a common mistake we made. What's the mistake? When we commit ourselves to something, we keep that commitment to one part of our being. Other parts we allow to remain as they are. Right? The commitment will then be vertically deep, but you could say horizontally limited. If this is this surface, that surface of this table, if this is the area of your inner self, you devote maybe half of it to what you find as important, and then you commit deeply, which means there is a lot of vertical engagement. In this part, you are deeply committed, deep. But the other part of yourself, you allow to be occupied by miscellaneous objects. So here, you are very sincere, but you have forgotten a very important principle, that sincerity towards an object cannot be limited just to that particular object. If you have other things or ideas or people in your life who are committed to other things, and you find those people or those things important, then they will pull you away. Which means that when you are moving towards something very important, then don't be around objects or people who do not take that thing as equally important. You have to drop not just your other preoccupations, but also people, situations, or places that have other insistences. You say, I am committed. When it comes to this goal, I am totally committed. But I also accord respect and value to, let's say, some people who are committed to other things. And that doesn't look odd to me. That's what we say. We say these two things can go together. I am committed to this, some particular target, right? Give me example of such a target.
For example, I find music very interesting. So I am doing something. For example, I have to get a job. I want my financial independence. So I am devoted to that. I have decided that as a goal. Then on another side, music, there is that aspect of me again and again. It comes in various sort of ways in life, or rather, I should say, I get attracted towards that. So I lose hold of my original goal.
No, then you have to first of all decide your goal with clarity.
No, sir, I have decided, I have seen, I'm trying to pursue that also.
No, it is not a question of your decision. It is a question of your clarity.
Mm.
You can decide anything, that's fine. You can stubbornly say, this is what I have decided. But is your decision coming from clarity? When your decision comes from clarity, the commitment to it is total. Then you do not remain partially committed to other things or opposing things as well. That cannot happen.
So there's confusion in
Obviously. Obviously. When you know what you are going for, then not only your insides, but also your outsides, you ensure they are populated with the right objects. If I value music, why will I bear the company of someone who spits at music? Or if I am preparing for a competitive examination, why will I tolerate the company of someone who is constantly dragging me towards entertainment? But I want to keep both.
yes.
And that's the characteristic of an unclear and divided self. I want to be devoted to the truth, but I also have friends who disrespect the truth. How is that possible? How is that possible? One of these two would prevail, or worse still, you will become a pendulum.
That is exactly what keeps happening.
So the pendulum, as you know, reaches nowhere. Moves a lot but stays hung at the same point.
That's exactly what keeps happening.
So then there has to be clarity right at the first step. If this is important, let it dominate you totally. If that is important, let that dominate you totally. And if this is important, then your company, your external surroundings, they must reflect your commitment. You are devoted towards sincerely reading wisdom literature. Then how can you simultaneously maintain the company of frivolous people? How? And if you have that company, one of the three things will happen. Either you will pull them in, you will say, I love these books, you too join me, and you will succeed. Or they'll pull you away. They'll say, you drop all this wisdom and other things, this is nothing. Come to us, let's go to a casino. Or you will become a pendulum. You will be reading wisdom literature in a casino. Attempting, that is. When change is occurring on the inside, let that change reflect on the outside also. Be sincere, be total. If something has changed within, why do you want to remain the same person, having the same friends, same object, same habits, same personality outside? Let it change outside also. Sincere students actually move away from home. They say as long as we were we had nothing very significant in life. The casual environment of the home was all right for us. But now we have something very significant in life. So we are moving away to an academic hostel where the environment is more focused on studies. They do that. They allow their external conditions to reflect their internal priorities. A divided self leaves you belonging to no side, defeated on all fronts.
Yes, Acharya Ji. I cannot, दो नाव पे पाव रख के नहीं चल सकते.
नहीं चल सकते हैं, but then both the boats should at least be moving towards the same
destination.
Yes, I ride 40,000 boats at a time, but then all those boats are meant to reach the same coast and accomplish the same purpose. So sometimes I am on this boat, then I hop over to the next boat. Sometimes forget about two boats. This arm one boat, this arm other boat, one leg one boat, managing 4 boats at a time. But those 4 boats are all aligned to the same cause, at least theoretically. So multitasking is possible. Multi-truthing is not possible.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
One can prepare for an entrance exam and be simultaneously committed to music. Yes, it's possible. You would have heard of the term polymath. It is possible to excel in more than one fields of life. It is possible. But then all of that must come from the same center. You cannot multi-truth or multi-center. No, that's not possible.
Yes, Acharya. Thank you.
Just download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it. Right. We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.